Alright, I want to start off this video by saying that this is literally one of the most important videos you'll ever watch with anything to do with Shopify dropshipping, which is why I've put it number one in this free, 100% free series on taking you from A to Z with building a successful dropshipping store, which is doing anywhere from $100 to $1,000 per day. So make sure that you watch every video in the series. And guys, good luck and welcome to Ecom. Hey guys, welcome to another video. This video topic pretty much stems off actually a couple of DMs that I've gotten over Instagram. People asking we get what you do, and then also a lot of what I've done is just explain certain industries, and then if you go and Google it or search on YouTube and do your own research, you end up getting a lot more information in it. But people have literally gone and asked, okay, that's fine, but now again, how do I do it myself? Which is a fair question, and to be honest, there's a lot of very, very unique and very different aspects and points that build up something big like a successful store. So really this video was kind of like a follow-up from a couple of questions that I've been getting, which is how I want to start pushing out content. So this will be the first video in a series, which will be Dropshipping 101 for beginners. So a lot of what I'm going to cover in this playlist will be a YouTube playlist and series is really, really basic. So going in from end, from like complete no knowledge, just setting up a new store, the different things to concentrate and how to become profitable, start making your first couple $100 a day, and then I will probably make another playlist, again also on YouTube for free, no courses or anything like that, teaching you kind of how to scale it to start making the thousands of dollars a day, etc. So right, let's get into it. This video is pretty much the aspects of a successful dropshipping store. And because a lot of people look at a store or a website and think that it's just one thing. It's really not. There's multiple different, I want to call them modules. Each module has its own kind of skill set, its own methodology and its own implementation. And as soon as you start separating them and then mastering each one individually, eventually when you combine them all, you'll get one successful money-making machine, which you call a website or a brand or a store or whatever. Alright, so let's get into it. Now, again, I just want to emphasize that these things, I have put them in a specific order. So what I've done is I've gone and listed it to one, I think there's 7 steps. We'll have a look now. But it's very vital that you concentrate on 1, then 2, then 3. You don't want to go reverse, and you definitely don't want to jump around, because a lot of these things, I'll get into it now, but each one of these skills builds off another one, right? So if you think of a pyramid, your step 1 or your module 1 is the base, then module 2 is just on top of it, and then goes and goes. You can't build the top of a pyramid without having the bottom, right? So it's really, really important that you go from 1 to the end. As I said, each one is a separate skill with completely separate methods, completely separate learning process, and you need to treat it and respect it that way. I pretty much covered all of that. Again, when I spoke about that pyramid, the whole point is to get the person from the base to go to the top, which is actually the sale, because you can be incredibly good at building this amazing Shopify store, but if no one comes to the store, there's no point. It's the same thing. You can be amazing at marketing and get tons and tons of people to the site who have a buyer's intent at a really low cost, but then either your product is not good, the store doesn't look like a good brand, it doesn't look trustworthy, and then no one buys, so then you're just wasting time and money. So each one needs to work with one another. Alright, now I put this in as a separate slide because I know I had a problem with this when I started, and I think a lot of you will, and it gets kind of addressed over and over on social media, and it's one of those Tai Lopez, Gary Vee, we just keep saying it over and over again, which is fair, but it really needs to be driven home, because it's just so important in, not just in business, but in life, and it's something that I've appreciated, which is respect the process, right? Each one of these things, although it's going to sound really, really easy to master, it's not. There's tons and tons of failures that you will have to make to learn it, to master it, and then start implementing it. And you may see all these people on social media like, oh, I started a Shopify store yesterday and today it's on 10, 20, 30,000. That's fine. I'm not saying that can't be done. I'm just saying that ask that person when they started their first Shopify store. Generally, you'll find that they started a store ages ago or multiple stores and they failed, got really good, and now they can just implement. Or they've got really lucky and found some amazing product. Like if you were the first person to find a fidget spinner, you could have done that, right? But that's not the norm, and it's important that you understand that. Right, so let's get into the first module, all right? SideUp Cash is necessary. I know this is something that you guys might not want to hear, but if you're building a money-making machine, you need some money to put into it. You don't need a lot. I'm not saying you need millions of dollars or even hundreds of thousands of dollars, but you cannot come into this and think, okay, I'm going to start making a lot of money, but I'm not going to spend any money, right? You're going to have some money to put into the business, whether that's through courses, just through learning yourself, spending lots of money on marketing, through mentorships, through software. You need some form of money, okay? The second thing is product comes first always, every single time. A lot of people, I think, go the wrong way with this, and they think of a niche instead of a product. So a lot of people will say, okay, I have a passion for, what can we say? Okay, I'll give a bad example, right? Let's say someone decides, I have a passion for the cat niche, right? I want to set up a cat store. That's fine. Then what they do is they set up this amazing store, and then they go try and look for a winning product in the cat niche. And what happens is they end up only looking in that space and disregarding everything else. And there may not be a new winning product in the cat niche which no one else is really doing. So they may be potentially losing some winner products because they weren't part of the cat niche, when they could have already won with those, right? And then they build this amazing store and they have no product, so then they're really just wasting their time. So always choose a product, then take the niche of the product, then build a store, okay? The third one is going to be data is what creates results. This is something that is spoken about, but generally not on YouTube, more in courses and stuff, which is arguably the way a lot of people make money. But guys, in digital marketing with Facebook and with Google, everything is about data. Everything is tracked. Everything is calculated. Believe it or not, in digital marketing, there's actually a lot of maths with CPLs, CPC, CPMs. A lot of it is just maths. It's just numbers. If I'm paying for someone to come to my website for $1 and they're buying a $10 product, and you know the cost of the product is $4, then I'm going to make $5. So if I do that 100 times, I'll make $500. Maths. So you need data. Now there's two ways of getting data. Don't worry if you don't have any previous stores or any data that you can kind of leverage, which is the second part, from somewhere else. So you can leverage it from previous store, previous email list, if you can go and buy the data or wherever you get it from. The other thing is you can research it. So you can use Facebook Audience Manager, Google Analytics, Google Trends. There's tons and tons of other platforms that you can use to really do some research into the psychographics of your audience, what's going to appeal to them, what's working, how things have been done, and then use that. Okay. The next thing is marketing is a numbers game, and numbers is all that matters. Now, when I say marketing is a numbers game, you need to understand what is your maximum cost per click, what is your maximum CPA, cost per acquisition, how much are you willing to pay for 1,000 people to see your ad. Because a lot of people, when they start ads, they put a little bit of money into it and then they don't see anything coming out, and then they get lost or they get disgruntled or they leave or they do something like that. It's really important to understand it from a numbers point of view. So you're not looking at results. You're not looking at, oh, I just spent $500 and no one bought it, so I just lost $500. That's not the way you need to be looking at it. You need to be looking at, is my CPM going down? Is my CPC going down? Is no one clicking on my ad? Then you know that it's a problem with either your ad copy or your video or your image, etc. And then you make adjustments, and then you isolate certain variables, and then you modify, and then you retry, and then you retry. until you get something working, and then you scale it. All right, so the only thing that matters is numbers. Pretty much there's someone who will want to buy every single product you can possibly sell, unless it's something completely abstract and specifically targeted, but that's generally not what you're going to be doing. So it's just about finding that person, okay, and finding them at the correct price. You don't want to overpay and you don't want to underpay, because then you're not going to get high quality conversions. All right, once you have that, once you have a steady flow of customers coming to your site, it's a good product which has been validated, and you're getting the right metrics, then you need a very well built store. This is going to add like the cherry on top, which is going to be, okay, they're coming to the site, now the store and the site is going to convince them to sell. It's going to provide the social proof that they know that this brand is legit, that they're going to be able to track their orders, that they're going to get the item, that the store and the brand has been around for a while, that the products are quality tested, and that it's a legitimate business instead of a scam, and that it's safe for them to enter their credit card details, and that other people are wanting to buy from the brand, so that it's in demand. So you need to be using either urgency or scarcity, somewhere along the lines there. It needs to look professional. I will, as I said, this is the first part to a series, so we'll be doing other videos which will go into certain things here in specific, so that you can just follow along. This also has to do with the kind of apps that you have, the tracking that you have on the site, how everything's molded together. But don't worry about it, keep watching the series, we'll go well into it, but yeah, this is important. And then the last and final thing is follow-up sequences. Okay, now if you don't know what these symbols are, maybe you knew, this little monkey is the symbol for MailChimp, right? MailChimp is an email autoresponder, which means it just sends a ton of emails and outreach. Now, yes, you can use, if you are into marketing and you're watching this and you're like pulling your face there, I know Klaviyo is better. I don't disagree with it, but Klaviyo is expensive. So Klaviyo is an alternative, but it is costly. MailChimp is, for the first 2,000 subscribers, I believe it's actually free. So if you're just getting started, if it's your first store, or if you're not making consistent money, MailChimp is one of the best ones that I would recommend, okay? But we'll get into that later again. Alright, sorry about that guys, my camera's flat out ran out of memory, so I'm gonna have to tomorrow go buy a bigger SD card. But pretty much luckily I got through everything. That was everything on the slides that I had. And pretty much I just wanted to say, make sure that you stick around either through the rest of the series as I'm filming it. I'm not sure when you're watching this. If you're not subscribed, I would recommend going and doing it. It doesn't cost you anything. I don't make any money out of you subscribing to me at all. And pretty much it's just because I'm going to be putting out a lot more videos which dive into each of those things specifically. So for something simple like the store, there's multiple different things. There's product descriptions, images, payment gateways, the different croppings of all the images and stuff, the branding elements, which have got tons and tons of stuff, settings connecting to AliExpress and other things for fulfillment, customer service, pages, tracking pages, apps, pixels, just tons and tons of stuff. Stick around for it, make sure that you subscribed. If there are tons more other videos in the playlist, depending on when you're watching this, I'd really recommend that you just watch one video after another in kind of the order that I've arranged it, and that will take you from literally A to Z throughout building a successful Shopify store. And at the end of it, you should be doing $100 a day or something more or less like that. If you're not, please just at any time send me a Instagram DM or comment down below, and I'll kind of try and help you out where I can. But otherwise, again, really good start to, I think, going to be a really, really good series, because I think there's more value in this series than a lot of these courses online, and obviously it's 100% for free. So thanks for watching, and I wish you guys the best with your store.